We're still on the River Mosel on our way to Luxembourg. It's the western bank of the River Mosel.
About 20-25 minutes before we hit the highway and the and tourism. Those are the two major industries that we have here at the moment in the Mosel Valley. Anymore to do it. These countries joined the European Union. It's getting harder and harder to please them with that salary they receive. Part of these tents are permanent tents. That means you can like a trailer park where you really live in those supermarkets here. We tried, but Walmart had 80 superstores here until we made it into the positive numbers. So there is different shopping. Are not interested in my explanations about answering the most frequent questions. Consider my words as a lullaby, and I will. It's always good if you count countries. So today you can really see small-scale farming still in a beautiful way. Although the small-scale farmers here in Germany are dying out the same as to fill the gap, because also the contributions that are done into the national health insurances are not covering the costs. The medical prescribed medication is still included in the health insurance, and that means that Germans basically, although they spend a lot, or Mr. Müller, you receive it. €6 for your big kit. How about that? Now, in the old days, of course, we would need have to stop at the border, present your passports, all that thing. Usually always big traffic jams ahead of the border. Not anymore. We do have waiting for the rally cars to bypass. Ooh. But that is just one before the cars are really coming. If you thought that was a bit too fast, wait till the real drivers are approaching. Well, 1,000 meters valley we have to cross. So, and here you can see already the old border facilities. In the old days, big lines would build up here.
We're in Luxembourg.
Not anymore. You can see the houses of the old border, or used by petrol stations, but that is it. So, here we are. Welcome in Luxembourg. That was the old border here. No. Do live in this tiny little duchy. And most of them in the capital, being under pressure. One last counterattack to push the Allied troops back. In fact, his plan was to break through the lines of the Allied troops approaching from the west, creating a corridor a little bit from the German territories north.
I have everything. His wife died. I hope you could survive. Hello. I knew them all because sometimes we used to eat together.
We were watching the end of
Well, if she's with me, I'll send her down. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. Good morning to Luxembourg. My name
Who can do the cemetery, so he's going to be walking around with us this morning so he can pick up one or two little tips. But what we do normally on these tours is show you the American cemetery. If we have time, we're going to make a very short visit to the German military cemetery on the way into the city, and then of course a short walk around the city before you have lunch. A question: is there anybody in my group who wishes to find a particular grave here, if you have a friend or relative buried here? Okay. The other thing is we're right across the street from Luxembourg Airport, and it can get fairly noisy here. Low-flying aircraft, I think they're taking off in this direction this morning. Don't worry, it's quite normal. I'll tell you around bronze-covered caskets. The relatives were then given the opportunity of repatriating the remains of their loved ones if they wished. 5,050 did that. Those bodies were repatriated by Antwerp, but another 1,700 bodies came in from another temporary burial site across the border in France, and that made a total of 5,076 graves here in Luxembourg, and that is the number we still have today. In 1950, Luxembourg wanted to give this piece of land as a gift to the American people, to say thank you for the administration. Thank you for the liberation, I'm sorry. But the then American administration didn't want to own a piece of land outside of the United States. They saw problems with extraterritoriality. Now, the American ambassador to Luxembourg, and that was Pearl Mester, and I'm sure some of you remember the Irving Berlin musical Call Me Madam, which was supposedly based on some of the life of the hostess with the mostest, as she was